Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 1 to what if Obito never went with Madara. So now, there's one of a few ways that I could actually see this, or basically only two ways that I could actually see this happening, and I'm going to go over them right now. So one is that after Obito gives Kakashi the Sharingan, Kakashi decides he doesn't want to go avenge Obito and do all those different things, and he doesn't jump out and go kill everybody, making the cave collapse. So eventually, Minato would, flying Raijin, teleport over, realize what's happening before teleporting back to the village, and they'd get, recruit, or not recruit, but, they'd get the help of Tsunade. Maybe they'd manage to somehow, do kind of like what Madara managed to do with, healing him with the white, not Zetsu, but with Hashirama cells. Maybe they'd be able to do that. So that's one of the ways. And the other is that the cave still collapses, everything like that. That goes normally, except for when Obito manages to break out with the Zetsu body. After he breaks out, he actually arrives sooner than when he did in the original, making it so that Rin doesn't end up getting shanked by Kakashi after basically killing herself. So those are the ways I could actually see this happening, and I think that I'm going to go with the second, just because I think that's a little bit more likely of an event to actually happen, just because it doesn't seem that likely that anybody really without Hashirama cells, even Tsunade, would really be able to heal the damage that was dealt to Obito's body. So I really feel like that would have to be that would be the most definitely most likely event of which that would actually happen. So that means he basically arrives sooner. He helps Kakashi and Rin take out the basically Onbu members of whatever that village ended up being, before Minato would actually show up and end up helping them to defeat the rest of them. And as we know, Obito is actually pretty freaking OP even at this really young age. Just be okay, he had a lot of help when he had the Mangekyo Sharingan, but with Wood Style from the Zetsu body, he would be fairly easily able to take down all of those Onbu ninja. So they actually do take down them, and they end up going back to the village. So now we'll do a little bit of or not a little bit, but a pretty massive time skip ahead to where the beginning of the actual Naruto series is. So nothing in Naruto's childhood would really, actually maybe, because Obito at this point, he might legit be the Hokage, because of how old he is. He might legit be the Hokage. He might have been appointed as Hokage after Minato died instead of Hiruzen going back into it. So I'm gonna say that ended up happening, which makes the Uchiha coup not happen, because they have such a high ranking Uchiha member inside of it, so they wouldn't want to stage a coup, because they're seem to be a little bit more trusted, especially since the freaking Ninetales attack never actually happened. Think about that. Wait a minute. If the Uchiha, or not Uchiha, if that never happened, obviously Madara would pick some other random Uchiha to be his follower. So then we'll say that happens, and they end up choosing whoever this random Uchiha is. They somehow manage to take control of the Ninetales and do all the stuff that Obito managed to do. And we'll just say that happens, just so we don't have to change the original too much, because I just want, this what if is supposed to be about Obito, not what would happen to Naruto if Obito, Minato, and Kushina, everybody like that was alive. So the events of that would remain basically the same, where this random Uchiha would go in, manage to extract the Ninetales, Minato and Kushina would still die, and they'd end up sealing the Ninetales inside of Naruto. So all that still happens normally, because otherwise that would be changing the basically what if itself. That changes too many ideas with it, I'm trying to say, basically. I just want this to be more about Obito than it is about everybody else, I guess. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. And after Minato died, instead of Hiruzen being reappointed as the third Hokage, we get the fifth Hokage being Obito Uchiha, meaning that the Uchiha coup is not going to happen. So that also means that Itachi is going to be staying in the village, and Fugaku, everybody like that, would be alive still. Sasuke would basically be a lot nicer to people and stuff like that. So things in general are a lot nicer for the Uchiha, but this does not mean it's really any better for how Naruto's childhood growing up is. So Naruto's childhood would not really be any different, except Sasuke would grow up getting more proper training and different things like that, which would make, in perspective, Naruto slightly stronger just because, Sasuke is stronger. So Naruto and Sasuke are both a decent amount stronger, and Sakura still obviously likes Sasuke, doesn't really like Naruto at all. Things like that, they remain basically the same. So with that, they are being basically assigned their teams when they're graduating from the academy, and the team leader will basically just remain the same, still being Kakashi, because I was thinking, when I was first started to make this what if, or first was thinking about the concept in general of being well, Obito could do this, or Obito could be the Team 7 leader. But then I was well, it would be better if he was Kage, and just because of all of his what he would be doing at this point, how powerful he would be. It would be better if he was Kage, especially for the fact that he would be strong enough to be Hokage, obviously. He'd have the right mindset at this point to become the Hokage. And I'm just saying, he's going to be a pretty good Hokage. So it really wouldn't make sense to have the third Hokage reinstated, so I just decided to put Obito into that position. So that would mean that Kakashi would probably be one of his closer friends, So he would assign them to basically Naruto, and Obito also would not have that grudge against Minato that he had, or about really everybody from the Leaf Village that he had. So he would actually know that Naruto is Minato's son, and Minato would be dead. He's just well, I might as well assign Kakashi to this role, kind of a thing. Just kind of like how Hiruzen did in the original. So with that, Team 7 is still formed, and the bell test goes pretty much the same, but it pretty much goes exactly the same. Because, well, yes, Sasuke and Naruto are both slightly stronger. It wouldn't really be enough to make much of a difference. Maybe Sasuke, actually, whatever, I'll cover the fight, because maybe Sasuke at this point would even have the Sharingan activated, just because of how much, more he'd be training with people as strong as, Itachi and Fugaku, and different people like that. So maybe he would even have the Sharingan awakened, so he might as well actually cover the battle. So, at the beginning of the battle, Naruto still doesn't end up hiding while the other two do, and he ends up challenging Kakashi. Kakashi doesn't really have to do anything against Naruto. He's still just as powerful as he was, while Naruto is just the tiniest bit more, or not the tiniest bit, slightly more powerful than he was in the original, which would not be anywhere near enough to close the gap between them. He would still get the 1,000 years of death jutsu, from Kakashi, which is basically just a finger up the butt, but it wouldn't be enough to actually be able to defeat him. So, with that, Sasuke would end up challenging him. He would activate his one Tomo Sharingan, because like I said, I'm just going to make him have the Sharingan, but it's only one Tomo at this point. Kakashi would be absurdly impressed, because Sasuke's 12 years old at this point. He's damn. Damn, that's pretty cool. Ooh, this kid might turn out to be another Itachi. That's pretty dope, not gonna lie. So Sasuke begins fighting with him, and he's doing a hell of a lot better than Naruto was. We'll just say that. In the original Naruto kind of saw Sasuke as the thing that he had to get strong enough to surpass, but this time it's even more so than that, just because of Sasuke is a lot stronger than Naruto is at this point. So Sasuke would basically begin fighting with Kakashi, but obviously he would force Kakashi to put away his book and do a little bit more effort than he put into the fight in the original, but again, it would not be anywhere near enough to actually be able to take him down. So they still do, things still go normally. They end up giving Naruto the food after he, steals the lunch, or takes it without really, being supposed to. And Sasuke and Sakura still end up feeding him, with Kakashi popping out and basically just being you pass, kind of a thing. So they pass, and they are promoted to Genin, which then they go through and they do all of their D-rank missions. But obviously the D-rank missions are completely boring and pretty much useless to really anyone. So I'm not going to cover all of those, and they eventually go to the 5th Hokage, Obito Uchiha, and they ask him for a higher ranking mission. Which he was like, okay, whatever. You guys have a lot of ambition, so I might as well just give you a slightly higher ranking one. Yeah, here's a C rank mission. Have at it. The bridge builder Tazuna walks in, and he still does his normal thing, where he's just like, why am I being guided by a bunch of brats? Because Naruto still, his personality is pretty much the same as it was before. But basically, yeah, he's just like, why am I being guided by a bunch of brats? Naruto still gets pissed at this. But all of that still goes relatively normally. Before we're in the next morning or day, whenever they actually end up meeting, they meet by the gate with the bridge builder to leave the village on their mission. So they leave the village. Kakashi notices a puddle. Nobody else notices it. Chunin brothers end up attacking. Sasuke, just like in the original, easily takes them down, with Naruto not really actually reacting to this as, you know, he's not that powerful. Sasuke legit is about to become the fucking main character of this story. That's really hilarious. Like, I find that kind of funny. Like, he legit is going to become the main character just based on, like, this. So, whatever. We'll get into that later. So, with that being said, I guess you could say, Sasuke easily takes down the 2 Chunin brothers, and Kakashi would basically jump out and be like, I'm impressed with you. And Naruto would still be like, what? Kind of a thing. So with that, they continue on with their walk until a mist rolls overhead and a sword flies over. But that's where I'm going to leave this part off, because I have to go to work in about 10 minutes, and I still have to click the upload button and wait for it to do its thing. So I got to do that really quick. So peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next part. Bye.